Hi, my dear friends. This is Bobby Quitain, and welcome to Pathways of Hope. Today, we want to reflect on the 21st chapter of the Gospel of John. This is a very dramatic episode in the Bible. This was Simon Peter deciding to go back fishing, deciding to go back to what he was doing before he was called by the Lord to be his apostle. And why did he do that? Because Peter felt that he was probably a disgrace, a failure, and so he probably thought, maybe it's good for me to just go back to what I was doing before I was called to be an apostle of the Lord. Remember, he denied him 3 times. So malamang sa puntong ito, si Simon ay talagang malungkot, disappointed with himself, and he decided to go back fishing. Now, as they were trying to catch fish that morning, they couldn't catch any fish. Suddenly, somebody was standing on the shore and telling them to cast the net on the other side of the boat. And when they did that, they were able to catch a huge number of fish. Only then did they realize that the one standing on the shore was actually Jesus. So without hesitation, Simon Peter jumps in the water, swims to the shore, and had breakfast with Jesus. What is the significance of this gospel passage today? Allow me to draw from it 2 lessons. First, Jesus was reminding Peter of how he was called the first time around. Remember, yung unang tinawag ni Jesus si Simon bilang kanyang disipulo, bilang kanyang apostoles, ay nung panahon na wala rin siyang mahuling isda. When Simon Peter was not able to catch any fish after a long night in the middle of the lake, Jesus told him to put out into the deep, cast the net on the other side, and they were able to catch fish that night. Here we see that the Lord did the same thing again this time around. But this time around, he did that to Simon Peter after Peter has already failed him, after Peter has already denied him 3 times. So what do we make of that? It's as if the Lord was telling Simon Peter, hey Simon Peter, I know you failed me, I know you failed big time, but in my eyes, you'll always be my disciple because I chose you. I chose you the first time around, and despite what you've done, if you're willing to, I'm willing to choose you again to be my disciple. And we all know that later on, not only was he chosen to be a disciple, he was reinstated as the leader of the apostles, and eventually he became the leader of the church. So that's the first lesson. Jesus reminding Peter of his call. The second lesson was that Jesus reminding Peter of his mission. In the first call of Peter, sabi ni Jesus sa kanya, from now on, Peter, you will no longer be catching fish. You will be a fisher of men. You will be a fisher of men. And here in this particular gospel account, a very important detail should be emphasized. It says there that they were able to catch 153 fishes that day. 153. Now, what's the significance of the number 153? Theologians would say that the number 153 are the number of species of fish in that lake. 153 species of fish in that lake. So what does that say to us? It means that Jesus was telling Peter, Peter, I want you to be a fisher of all kinds of men, from every nationality and from every generation. Lahat, all kinds of men. Parang sinasabi dito na all kinds of species of fish, symbolizing all kinds of men and women all over the world. And that's why Peter eventually became the head of the Catholic Church. Catholic meaning universal church. Meaning to say, the Church of Jesus wasn't just for the Jews. The Church of Jesus, the Christian Church, is meant for everybody who wants to receive Jesus as the way, the truth, and the life. So here, my dear friends, we see Peter was being reminded of his call, Peter being reminded of his mission. What is that to us? I believe today we have a call and a mission as well. And I want you to look back into your life, for those of you who are already disciples of the Lord, and try to recall the first time the Lord called you to follow Him. And also remember that along with that call is a mission given to you. Allow yourself to be reminded once again of this mission that God has called you to have. It's important because during this time of crisis, many people are shaken in their faith. You always have a choice whether you will be stronger as a disciple of the Lord, or you will fall away from the Lord. My dear friend, I want to encourage you. Today, remember your call and your mission. Because from these two would follow a series of actions, hopefully, that would bring about some kind of positive change in our society today. May you remember Peter today in today's gospel. Somebody is standing on the shore, reminding you once again that, hey, you have a call and you have a mission. God bless you.